and resale. Keeps doing that. Oh my goodness. Today is the day I need it not to do that for sure. But I was able to peel the address off the top. So before I get into this, I need to move some stuff. I need to talk about my channel a little. For those of you that are not regulars that know me, hang on, let me get this stuff moved over here. But I do unboxings Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday in the afternoon. I think I'm done with the knife, but I don't know how to close it. I'm just going to set it over there. Well, I do know how to close it, but it just takes a level of dexterity I don't necessarily have right now. So, how are you this morning, TJ? A lot of times I know that when I go to an auction, they will not start the auction until people file in the room. But my unboxings there about 3 or 3:30. Some of them that are over a year old will air at 3. And that means that I received the merchandise from the auction and I did an unboxing. And I had ordered so much that my scheduled out unboxings ended up over a year ahead at one point. I think, I was holding back unboxings to not go over a year in scheduling unboxings. And so if I had everything unboxed right now, that I would be over a year. But I think like I'm a year out, but I've got gaps. So I've got lots and lots of unboxings. I told my brother, good morning, how are you? Oh, well, Lucifer showed up today. I'm not afraid of Lucifer. I am a child of God and I have no fear of Lucifer. And if you weren't being redundant and saying the same thing over and over, I might let you stay. But I'm just going to have to hide you on my channel. Have a nice life. God bless you. And just like that, Lucifer is gone. I think the intent was to terrorize and scare me. You can tell that I'm really scared. I'm filled with the Holy Spirit and I'm a child of God. And God help them. I do no harm. That's one of the tenets of being a Methodist is to do no harm, do good. And there's another one I keep forgetting, but every time I read it, I know that I'm keeping it. But for some reason, without my coffee this morning, it's just not coming to the top of my head. So anyway, anybody else have any more incantations? Good morning, Dan. How are you today? I had a Luciferian in this morning saying incantations. So I blocked him, of course. But anyway, what a way to start the morning. I've not had a satanic or Luciferian troll. And I was an atheist for 4 decades. And during the time that I was an atheist, I read about the occult and including their Bible. And, I know all those rules. It's kind of weird that they go by because I was never a Satanist myself, but I had friends that were Satanists. I've had friends that are Buddhists. I've had friends that are of every religion because when you're an atheist, people of alternative religions don't have a problem approaching you. Uh, the way that I am now, that I'm a Christian now, and um, I'm not a Christian nationalist. There are a lot of people that won't approach me spiritually because of that. So it's funny that that kind of thing happens. Well, that's wonderful. Thank you for coming in, Dan. TJ is here. TJ is a drone operator. He has several drones, and he's a drone daredevil. I don't know if you're connected with him or not, but his video is a lot of fun. You feel like you're flying through the air. And Dan here travels. He obviously from his name, and he does so on an electronic scooter. He has mobility issues. I watch his channel because one, I like exploring myself, and because of my mobility issues, I don't explore like I used to. Uh, Marty and I used to go every time there was a hurricane. When Marty was little, there was a movie about this guy that was in the concentration camp with his, I think, grandson, or maybe he just befriended this little boy. But he told him, he wasn't, he was 3, 4 years old, maybe 5. Of course, this went on for years. But he told the little boy stories, alternative stories about where they were and why they were there. He wasn't told the truth. He was given a fantasy so that he wouldn't be emotionally scarred, by what was going on around him. So I don't know. I probably did this before even that movie came out, but I knew it was my job as a parent to keep the sunshine on, as they say. And living in Florida, I just loved that saying, keeping the sunshine on. So whenever there would be a hurricane on the way, Marty and I would travel to National Historic Sites wherever we went to evacuate. And we evacuated almost every hurricane that we knew there would be winds over 35, 40 miles an hour. And so we've been to historic sites in South Carolina, in Georgia, in Alabama. And we also, went to ones all over Florida too when there wasn't a hurricane. I remember we were at Fort Sumter one time, and they have this boat. You can't walk to Fort Sumter, it's on an island. So we were on the boat, and I went over, and this was before we knew Marty had celiac disease. I don't know if they did have celiac disease at this point. They weren't having the reactions they do now. But anyway, I was walking up to this little food stand or bar like area. They weren't serving alcohol, but it was, the guy was in like a square where he was serving food. And I was standing there, and this gentleman came up, and he was like on the opposite corner of me, and he started talking to me, and I looked over, and he had wife and children in tow. But anyway, he